Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. In this Cyberpunk video, we are going to be going over all of the Ripper Dock locations and where to find the best cyberware for yourself. I'm not going to tell you which is the best cyberware, I'm just going to tell you the locations of them because everyone wants different things and you have different skills which allows you to use different cyberware better. So we're starting off at everyone's favorite Victor. Victor's most notable cyberware will be his ocular system or his optics. I believe it's the only place in the game to get different eyeballs. But that being said, a few things to note is almost every single vendor has arms and the feet. There's just 2 upgrades for the feet and 4 for the arms that are generally, but all the vendors have a little bit of a mix and match of everything. So our next Ripper can be found in Northside and Watson district, and he has a little bit of everything. His main focus is your Frontal Cortex, where he has 2 of the legendary and a lot of the other high-end epic gear that you would be looking for. One thing that I hadn't quite noted yet, I will have the location at the top left and the most notable in the screen above and in the descriptions below. So if you're looking for something in particular, you'll just be able to go down to the timestamp and I'll tell you the location of the Ripper Dock and where else to get it. So hope that helps. Hopes this helps you find the gear that you want. Our next stop, I'm not going to try to pronounce because, you know, it's somewhere. I believe it's in Japantown, but in the top left, it will tell you the correct location. And he is notable for his operating system. He has 2 legendary and a lot of the blue or the rare gear, which will definitely help you in some of those intermediate or building up to your maximum capacity. This Ripper Dock also is one of the best places to find your basically your armor system. It's your Integumentary system, I believe, where you get a lot of health upgrades and armor just on your body yourself. So this is a good place if you're running low on health to get some of those upgrades. Our next Ripper Dock has a little bit of everything, doesn't really specialize in too much other than your legs. He is one of the only locations to offer the pad-footed legs, which are great for stealth, and he has a lot of your skeletal upgrades. Not a lot of the high-end ones, but one of them, but he's a great place to get just your general well-rounded skeletons. He also is the only place that I found that has the power weapon arms in a legendary form. He also has the epic form, which if you're using power weapons, these might be a good upgrade to have. As you can see here, these are the Lynx Paws I talked about. These will make you quieter, so some pretty good skeleton and feet upgrades to have. So now this Ripper Dock at Buck's Clinic is mostly known for his circulatory system. He has a lot of circulatory system upgrades and a lot of high-end circulatory systems. So if you have the tech and the body required, this is a good place to go to. Very good on lowering the cooldowns and increasing your ability to have stamina regen and health regen. Our next Cyber Dock is located in Japantown. They have a lot of Frontal Cortex upgrades, some very good Frontal Cortex upgrades, and I believe she also has some good operating system upgrades as well. A little bit of everything, like most vendors just a little bit more specialized, and I believe she has some nervous system upgrades as well. Some of the more high-end ones that'll take a lot of reflexes to upgrade, and if you happen to be one of those people that have max reflexes, she's a good place to go to. As I mentioned earlier, she has very well-rounded operating systems. Maybe a good place to find an upgrade. This is Fingers, no story spoilers, lol, but he is a Ripper Doc available for you once you get to that part in the story. Next we have the Chapter Hill Ripper Doc, as I have highlighted here, and she has a few more upgrades for us, especially those in the skeletal system. She's got some very good skeletal upgrades. As usual, she has upgrades in everything else. However, she specializes in your skeleton. As you can see here, a lot of increased health and stamina capabilities here, and increase to stamina, and maybe some damage upgrades and health upgrades. So, very good one. I believe requires a lot of reflexes and body to take advantage of those. So, next we have Downtown, possibly the best Ripper Doc in the game here. The corporal area has the two best Ripper Docs in my opinion. Now the one in Downtown has a lot of notable upgrades, a lot. He has the circulatory system, some operating system, and I believe this is one of the few places that you can get the legendary hands. I believe there's only 2 and they're both in this area. Very good RAM upgrades. You can pick and choose. I'll have a video at a later date telling you which is the best of every single thing, but that's not the purpose of this video. So as you can see here, a lot of circulatory system. You need a lot of body to take advantage of him, and some technical ability. It depends on what kind of playstyle you're going to, but that's what I've seen from him. He also has some immune system upgrades. So he has epic quality and legendary quality gear in 4 categories, which you don't usually see. And as I mentioned earlier, this is one of the only places where you can get legendary arms. It's got the mantis blade, the projectiles, and the mantis wires. And I'm sure he would have the gorilla arms that you see I have owned. However, since I own them, I'm sure they're not available for purchase. Same area-ish in Wellspring, we have what I would call the second best doctor in the game, which has a lot of the same as the one of Downtown. He has some great operating, some great circulatory, and some great arms upgrades. I believe he has nervous system as well. He noted that his RAM is a little bit of different style, as his focus is more on capacity and buffer size rather than regen and like ability to get more hacks off quickly. It just depends on what you're going for. I think both are great, both operating systems are great, but it just depends on what you're wanting. Once again, it's all the legendary arms, and I believe he'll have the gorilla arms, but I own those. And as I mentioned before at the start of this, he does have the legendary and epic circulatory system, some of the best upgrades in the game here in Wellspring. Now in Pacifica, in the western bottom of the map, one of the only doctors in the region, he is most notably known for his frontal cortex and his operating system. I believe he has a lot of the frontal cortex legendaries, as in I believe he has the only 3 legendary Frontal Cortex items in the game, and if you're looking for those upgrades, he's a very good spot to go to, as long as one of the other legendary operating systems. Now, this is in the Stadium District. I'll have the name above. However, I do not think this Ripper Dock is really worth your time, as he's very far out of the way and he doesn't offer any like super meaningful upgrades. His biggest pull to him, I believe, is his circulatory system. However, with what some of the other upgrades are at other Ripper Docks, I do not believe that taking the trip out here for 1 legendary and 2 epic circulatory system upgrades is the play. However, if you are looking for something in particular, maybe he's worth coming out to. Everything else is a little bit subpar, and you can find the same upgrades at other vendors while exploring more of a downtown area. If you're out here, this is, however, one of the only points you can get the legendary arms. Now, while coming back before I post this video, I nearly missed this one, and I may have missed another Ripper Dock, and I'm sorry. However, this is Ariel. I believe this is a location right here. And as you look at him, he really only has the nervous system upgrades. Some of the best nervous system upgrades that I found, and some very good ones if you have high reflexes. Other than that, this man didn't really have anything that was too notable. Some operating system upgrades if you're very early in the game, and some nice skeleton upgrades. However, the main focus on him was his nervous system. And now, the last Ripper Dock that I found after exploring the map, there could be more. However, these are all the ones that I found are out in the desert area, kind of by where you meet Pan Am in the story. And he also might not be really worth the trip. However, he does have a few upgrades. And even though the weapons I'm not talking about in this system, there's a very good weapon shop nearby. So maybe that's a reason to come out here. Or if you need circulatory system upgrades. However, these are the most common legendary upgrades that I've found in the game, and they're available elsewhere. So maybe check them out in other areas. That being said, I hope this helps you find some of your gear. I'll have a deep dive of some of the gear later in the future, and I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe because it helps me out a great deal. And if you like other people's content, like and subscribe because I'm sure they'll appreciate it and helps them out a great deal. That's all I have for this video. I hope you have a great day.